Turner here with the lesson on solving multi-step inequalities. Our learning target today is I can solve a multi-step inequality with variables on the same side or both sides. Add page I4, Solving Multi-Step Inequalities, to your table of contents. This foldable does not have a page number, so please put I4 at the top of your page. So variables on the same sides versus variables on both sides. Let's complete the steps first. Step 1 is to use the distributive property to remove any grouping symbols. Step 2, we are going to combine like terms on each side of the inequality. Step 3, move the variables to one side of the inequality. Recall, this will involve adding or subtracting from both sides. Both sides. Use inverse operations to solve, and don't forget to switch the inequality symbol when you are multiplying or dividing by a negative. We're going to start with the easiest type, variables on the same side on the left and both sides on the right. So the first thing that you want to do, no matter what, is to somehow indicate where that inequality symbol is. Going to be super important. So what we do not have here is we do not have a distributive property. However, we have variables on the same side. If you notice, I have an 8x and a negative 6x. And when you combine 8x minus 6x, you're getting 2x, take away 5, is greater than 9. Notice everything stays on their side. The inverse of subtracting 5 is adding 5 to both sides. Your 2x comes down. Negative 5 plus 5 goes away, goes to 0, and 9 plus 5 is 14. The inverse operation of multiplying is dividing, so I'm going to divide both sides by the coefficient of 2. I get an x on the left, and 14 divided by 2 is 7. Since this is a strict inequality, it is a greater than, there is going to be an open circle at 7, and the arrow is pointing to the right. Contrast this to variables on both sides. Variables on both sides. Again, I want to make sure that I distinguish between those two sides. Now, I look at this, I have 13x on the left, and I have 4x on the right. I would rather subtract a smaller number from a larger number to keep everything positive. So 13x minus 4x is 9x. Take away 8 is greater than or equal. The 4x's drop out. Negative 26. Undo subtraction by adding 8 to both sides of that yellow line. I get 9 times x is greater than or equal to negative 18. The opposite of multiplying by 9 is dividing by 9. It is a positive number I'm dividing by, so I do nothing with my inequality, and I get x is greater than or equal to negative 2. In this situation, negative 2, I'm going to fill in the circle and go to the right. So those were both the basic type of inequality. We're going to gradually work our way harder. Okay, so we have completed our easier problems, 1 and 4, very straightforward. We are now going to move to 2 and 5, and 2 and 5 have a distributive property involved. You're still going to do the same first step, and that is you are going to make sure you understand what is on the left and what is on the right side of the inequality symbol. When I look at this, I have a parenthesis here, 6 times x and 6 times 2. So I have 6x plus 12 after I distribute, and then I have a plus 1. I have done nothing to the inequality and nothing to the negative 17. I'm going to combine like terms. On the left, I have a 12 and a 1, so 12 plus 1 is 13. Again, I've done nothing to the inequality or the 17. The opposite of adding 13 is subtracting, so I'm going to subtract 13 from both sides. And 6x is less than or equal to negative 30. Now I'm going to divide both sides by 6, and I do not need to reverse my inequality symbol because I divided by a positive, even though my answer is negative. X is less than or equal to negative 5. Now, I am going to draw my number line. I'm going to put a negative 5, and I am filling in that circle because it is going to the left. In problem 5, I'm going to start by highlighting through my inequality symbol. I have a distributive property on the right. So on the right, I am going to distribute this negative 8 to the x and negative 2. That gives me negative 8x, and negative times a negative is positive 16. I've done nothing to the left-hand side, so I am just rewriting it over. Now, when I look at this, positive numbers are easy to deal with, so I'm going to add 8x to both sides of that yellow line. Negative 5x plus 8x is 3x. I still have my minus 11. My 8x's cancel each other out, and I have equals 16. The opposite of subtracting 11 is adding 11. I'm looking at 3x is less than 27. The opposite of multiplying by 3 is dividing both sides by 3. Again, it is a positive, so x is less than 9. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to put a 9. I am going to put an open circle, and it's going to the left. So that was my medium difficulty problems. My last two problems, 3 and 6, are both high difficulty problems, but you start the exact same way. Make that fence. Now, I have a left and a right side. Over here on the left side, I have some like terms. When I look at this, I have a like term of 4x and negative 9x. So 4x take away 9x is negative 5x. I'm combining like terms by adding and subtracting the coefficients. Next, I have 8 and a 2, and 8 plus 2 is 10, is less than negative 5. At this point in time, I'm going to subtract 10 from both sides to isolate my variable. You get negative 5x is less than negative 15. I'm going to divide by negative 5 on both sides, and as soon as I do that, I need to reverse my inequality. Negative 5 divided by negative 5 gives me x on the left, and I have a 3 on the right because negative 15 divided by negative 5 is 3. X is greater than 3. I'm going to have an open circle going to the right. On the other side, variables on both sides. To do this variable on both side problem, again, I am going to highlight straight down the middle so I know what is where. I'm going to take that 3 and distribute it to the x and the minus 1, giving me 3x minus 3 plus 6x on the right side of the yellow. And I have 7x plus 9 on the left, and my greater than comes straight down. I need to combine some like terms on the right side. I have a 3x and a plus 6x. That gives me 9x take away 3. On the left, I have 7x plus 9, and the inequality comes straight down. I always like to subtract the smaller number from the bigger number, so I'm going to subtract 7x from both sides. You do not have to, it just makes me not have to deal with negatives. My 7x drop off. My 9 is greater than 2x. Take away 3. I'm going to add 3 to both sides, isolating that variable, undoing addition. I have 12 is greater than 2x. The opposite of multiplying is dividing, and 6 is greater than x. Now, when I take that 6 is greater than x, that's very difficult to graph. So I have the inequality pointing to the x. I am going to swap my x and my 6, but I'm going to keep the symbol pointing to the x. So x is less than 6, much easier to graph. Put an open circle at 6, and it's going to the left. Take a moment, reflect. How are you feeling about this topic? If you are ready to go directly to the practice. But if you are feeling unsure or have some questions, please take a moment, rewatch the video, ask for help during class, or talk to one of your classmates. Either way, now is a great time to do some math.